Rango sits. Sits. Rango. No. Sits. Lucy. Sits. Lucy. Lucy sits. Lucy sits. Sits. Lucy. Lucy sits. Jitty. Jitty. Sits. 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 Jitty sits. Sits. Sits, Jitty. Sits. Sits. Olvídalo. Vamos. Good morning. It's busy around here today. I guess the weekend's over. It's Monday. All the workers are back to work. Lots of noise, lots of people. I thought I'd talk about exercise today. I haven't really talked about that too much yet. It's been like a real key, and I've said it before, but I haven't really expounded on it or expanded on it too much. A lot of people tell me back when I was feeling really crappy, just gotta get some exercise. And I was feeling so crappy that it didn't really make much sense to me how I could possibly get on a cardio machine for a little bit and feel so much better. And I probably wouldn't have felt all that much better, but it probably would have helped a bit, because it's all tied in. Like, I wasn't with the diet, I wasn't doing the other stuff, and so then but once I started doing the fasting and the diet change, the exercise, I remember on my first juice fast, I was walking up this hill. It's a pretty steep hill, you can't really tell on the camera. Oh, there's that white dog. Yeah. Jetty. Jetty, yeah. Ben? Jetty, Ben. Look at this way for now. Buenos dias. Yeah, Jetty, yeah. I was walking up that hill on one of my very first juice fasts, and just going for a walk was even kind of hard back then. I was so toxic and just in bad shape, but all of a sudden I felt like sprinting up it. That's what happens once you get like cleaned out. So once I was doing the fast, all of a sudden my body did want to move. I didn't even realize it. So quite often I would sprint up that hill. And actually I'll get into like why sprints and stuff are actually quite good for you. But so for anyone out there right now who's not feeling like all that energetic. Lucy! Lucy, Ben! Oh, here comes that white dog. Lucy! Bruce, no. Let her know. Let her know. Rango. Lara likes to play with that white dog. Lucy, Ben! Oh, hang on, there's people there now. Lara, Ben! Bruce, no! Bruce, no! Bruce, Ben! Jetty! Jetty, Ben! Bruce, yeah. Locos. Buenos dias. Jetty, Ben. Yeah, this white dog's sweet. Jetty, yeah. Jetty. Jetty, Ben. Jetty. That's my girl. Jetty, yeah. Jetty, Ben. Jetty. Muy bien. Muy bien. Yeah, Bruce. Jetty, yeah. Jetty. No. Jetty. Ah, Jetty. Jetty. Yeah. Jetty. Jitty. Jitty. Anarchist dogs. This dog's a sweetheart. Okay, he's with us now. They don't seem to care anymore. I have 6 dogs. Jitty, yeah. Jitty! Always Jerry. Jitty! Ben! Jitty! Sits! Sits! Jitty! Jitty! Okay. Problem solved. Everything's fine now. What's this guy? Troublemaker. I totally forget what I was even talking about now. Something about exercise. Yep, really again. Yeah, I totally forget what I was talking about. Something to do with exercise, I know that. That's about it. Bruce, Ben? Judy, yeah. But yeah, I guess just to talk about exercise is very important. And I think I was talking about how your diet really affects it. And so I started with just these walks. Then after I was doing some of my juice fasts, I started doing a bit of exercise in the morning after that, because this walk isn't exactly the biggest, most cardio exercise, although I am breathing pretty heavy. There's some steep hills here. But what I started doing, what I'm still doing, is I'll go back and do some elliptical machine for about 15-20 minutes while I'm lifting weights. That's actually kind of what I want to get into a bit. Everything that's sort of traditional, I've been finding there's better ways, or at least different ways. Like the traditional way of eating a lot of meat and working out a lot with weights. Like it obviously works, you know, it's obvious, like a lot of people put on muscle that way. But I think there's better ways, and I've been learning them. One obviously is you don't need to eat a large amount of meat. This has been totally disproven now. There's numerous vegan bodybuilders on the internet, and you can get a lot of protein. You don't even need a lot of protein. That's a whole myth. But you can get a lot from vegetables, broccoli and spinach and things like that. But it's actually not even all that super necessary, in my opinion. Or it's definitely not as important as the entire weightlifting industry, which wants everyone drinking protein shakes, which cost like $8 each and like 4 of them a day. They want you to, you know, be thinking that you need all this protein, but you really don't, in my opinion. And in many ways, a lot of those bodybuilders, well, so many of them are most of them die young. A lot of people say it's just because of the steroids, but I think it's also because they do massive amounts of steroids, like a lot of those bodybuilders. But I think it's also their diet. They are eating so much. It's sort of the opposite of fasting. Their body never gets the chance to heal itself. It's just constantly processing, and not just easy to process foods. Like pounds and pounds of chicken and stuff like that, steak and meat. And so the vegan diet really works for me. I'm getting really ripped and like strong and muscular, which a lot of people said I wouldn't be able to. So once again, totally wrong. And I've been on a pure vegan diet for months now. I still have a bit of fat. I just started working out my abdominals for the first time ever, pretty much in my life, in the last few days. So we'll see what happens. But here's what, part of the reason I want to do this video is because I learned about something called calisthenics this week. It's something I've been meaning to learn about, but I haven't gotten around to it. I've been doing just some weights. So every morning I'll do just a body part and just do some bench press or curls or squats or whatever. But I kept hearing about these vegan calisthenics people, and I looked them up finally, and their bodies are like as good as I think anyone would ever want their body to be. They're not like extremely massively like those steroid guys are, but I bet they would if they did steroids, really. But they are freaking, you know, a lot of those gymnast sort of bodies. That's the kind of body they have, because a lot of the gymnast stuff is basically calisthenics. So you're basically just using your body weight, and you're not using like weights. So I started doing that with abs. That was my first calisthenics. I couldn't believe it, because I was trying to do some sit-ups and some crunches, and just like in the past, I was always like, I don't think this is really working that well. Plus, it's really uncomfortable. I don't know what it is about my spine. Just not comfortable. Didn't feel good. Then I tried some calisthenics, and like one was like you put one arm out and put one leg up in the air and you just hold it. Another one was you kind of like went down into like a push-up position, and then you bring your knees up to your elbows and back and keep doing that. I was like, I couldn't do like very much of them at all. It was that hard, but it really felt like it was really working. Jenny, Ben. Always Jerry. But so I just started probably like 3 days ago. Already feeling like I'm building some like stomach muscle and definition. The one thing I think I mentioned just a bit earlier is I still have a bit of fat, which, you know, if people look at my diet, they'd be like, how is that even possible? I got like this much, you know, on my stomach still. So you can't, even if I have like some definition there, you're not gonna be able to see it very well. Jerry, Ben. No, Ben. Where's Ben? So anyway, I just started this calisthenics. So I mentioned it to my wife, and I said, have you ever tried calisthenics? And she had just heard about it too. And she was like, yeah, I just heard of it. I just tried it, because she goes to the gym all the time. And she's like, it is crazy, insane, like awesome. And she said, buy this thing. It's called TRX. If you want, you can look it up. I might try to put it in the links. It's basically just two cables that you can put on like a door thing. So you can bring it with you so when you're traveling. So this is really amazing for me. I could bring like just basically these two cables, which are really lightweight, and get a full, incredibly, extremely good workout anywhere, as long as there's like a door there, which is amazing, because, you know, for a lot of people out there who've traveled, sometimes the hotel gym isn't exactly what you hoped. But the point of this is, the gym really isn't what I think I need right now. I think this calisthenics is huge. So yesterday I did some calisthenics for chest, and yeah, that was like a way harder workout than what I was doing with the bench press. It just felt like I was using all the muscle, you know. So I think I'm finally, so that's what I'm basically on right now. So my routine at the moment is get up, go for this walk, which is good, get the blood moving, get the lymph moving, which is good. You get breathing a little bit on these hills. But that's just sort of like the starter. But if you're not even doing something like that right now, I highly suggest it. Like, that's what we need to do, this every day. That's what I've learned. So if I ever have a day now where I don't do any of this stuff, I feel really crappy. So it's very necessary. Like, it's nothing small at all about it. Like, it's necessary. Like, you have to do this. If you don't, you're gonna feel crappy. So yeah, I start with the walk, get back. What I've been doing lately is doing the coffee enema when I get back, and doing the naked sun bathing, meditation, yoga, and that takes like an hour and a half. And then I'll do, and I haven't eaten yet, by the way. I won't eat till 2 in the afternoon, which is no problem really at all. But then I'll do well, what I'm doing now is calisthenics with some weights and elliptical machine. So I'll do elliptical machine for 15 or 20 minutes, and in between I'll be doing calisthenics, which is really a total of a workout of 20 to 30 minutes. It's no big workout at all. But the calisthenics really feels like it's really working. So, and then, oh, the one thing I wanted to mention was the intermittent fasting. There's a lot of information out there that it can really dramatically increase your HGH levels. So just by doing this intermittent fasting, so I'll stop at 9 o'clock at night and I won't eat again until 2 in the afternoon the next day. I will have some juice, usually some fresh, organic red grape juice in the morning, which I love, absolutely love it, but no food. And they say, some people, that just by doing this sort of intermittent fasting, you can increase your HGH levels up to 2,000%. Now, for someone like me who's 46, your HGH goes down dramatically. So even an increase of 2,000% isn't a massive amount. But that is what I'm basically getting. I'm also supplementing some HGH with it. And I just started doing a SARM, which increases your HGH levels. So it's quite possible I am just pumping with HGH right now. And I can feel it. I'm seriously getting ripped. And I'm waiting until I get my six-pack, which I've never had in my life. It looks like another house being built here. Yeah, this Mexican economy is not doing so good. Just non-stop construction here. But Bruce, no? Bruce doesn't like what do you call this? Sweep? When you're sweeping, what's it called? A sweeper? Must be a word for it. He doesn't like them. I think someone hit him with one when he was a baby, so he'll attack it when he sees it. But he's doing okay this time. I'm gonna see us. Broom, that's what it is. Okay, what I was talking about. Intermittent fasting, maybe? Anyway, so there's a bunch of guys, I've been following a bunch of people on YouTube, and they're doing basically what I'm doing, which is the intermittent fasting, and then weights or calisthenics on a raw vegan diet. All huge and ripped. And you can, I don't know if you can tell, like I'm really, like it's really working. And this is like barely eating a ton really at all. I think if a lot of people had my diet compared to their diet, they'd be like, this is crazy. There's hardly anything. But I'm building muscle. Well, it's not hardly anything, but like it seems really light compared to like my old diets. It's basically just fruit and some salads a couple times a day. That's it. For like 7 hours I eat it, and that's it. So this is quite a total change from what I've understood about exercise in the past. I thought you had to eat a lot of meat, do a lot of weights, and then do a ton of cardio as well. That's the other thing. To get like a really good body, to be like muscular and ripped and have a six-pack. Oh, that's what I was talking about, six-pack. But no, you can do it quite a bit different. You can do the intermittent fasting on a raw vegan diet and do calisthenics, and you can get pretty much the same thing and much, much, much healthier and feel like as good as I'm feeling. Oh, about the six-pack abs. Yeah, I've never had it in my life, so that's like my one sort of goal at the moment. I'm not really going to take any photos until I have something. I've never had any definition there at all. Even when I was at my thinnest on Atkins diet, I still, you could see something, but barely anything. So it's been like my just an area I've never developed. So this thing I'm on is really bumping my HGH, which is going to burn fat. I'm on a diet which isn't going to create much or any fat, and it burns a lot of fat. And I'm also doing this calisthenics, which really I'm going to target the abs, which actually you can kind of target fat burn that way. A little bit, not a ton, but a little bit. So we'll see what happens. I think I'm going to have a six-pack within a month or so, just from what I'm seeing. And if so, I'll take a photo. But yeah, I highly recommend people get on this diet and this exercise sort of regime, which isn't much. Like, some people might say, okay, you start around 7 or 8 in the morning and you're not done till noon, so it's like 4 hours. A lot of people don't have 4 hours in the morning. I don't know what happens, how the time flies so much. A lot of it's just with my meditation and lying in the sun and just taking my time on stuff. But you know, if you really can't do that, well, that's the whole other thing. Like, a lot of people are like, well, I gotta get to work, and that's like an hour-long commute, and then I'm there for like 9 hours, then an hour-long commute back. So that's like 11, 12 hours. And it's like, well, why are you doing that? It's like, well, to pay for the house, pay for the car. Don't really need that. Like, just grow a garden, grow your own food. You'll never be sick. And do these exercises, you'll feel amazing. You know, this whole rat race thing, I don't really get it. And work for yourself. And that's what I do. It's not like I don't work. I work a lot. I work a ton. But it's sort of my own hours. So really, I won't, like, I've checked my email already. I'll check it again in between the things I'm doing. I might send off a few things, get some things in motion. But really, I don't really sit down to work until around noon. But then I really don't stop until about 10 at night. So I get about 10 good solid hours in. Sometimes longer. But, you know, man, with my exercise and diet, it used to be like, you know, I'd work for like 20 minutes and feel crappy, and then like watch something, you know, my brain wasn't flowing, my body wasn't feeling good. But now it's like, those 10 hours is like serious, 10 hours of serious, hardcore, focus work. And it doesn't even feel like work, because it's my own stuff. Just get so much done, because I have so much energy, and then have a great night's sleep usually after all that. Oh, and I also do the cardio at night now. That's the other thing that I think is, I'm trying to figure out what's going to take to get this six-pack abs, and my take is I'm going to have to do some cardio at night as well. And it's been feeling really great. Like, instead of feeling sluggish at night after 10 o'clock, I'm like feeling really good. I feel tired, like I want to sleep, but I don't feel like, you know, I'm not all fuzzy and not really want to do anything. I'm feeling like good. I'm like, okay, but now I'm going to go sleep, you know? So that's my routine right now. So I've been finding it's really working. So, but it all starts with the dogs, walking the dogs, or they actually walk me. And so, you know, if you don't do anything, just at least get out in the morning, just go for a walk. Just do it every single day. You have to. Just trust me on this. You were good, Lara. Jerry, you were very bad. Very, very bad, Jerry. Muy bien, Lara. Muy bien, Lara. Muy bien, Jerry. Muy bien, Rango. That's Lucy. Y muy bien, Bruce.